3 new COVID cases yesterday, all in quarantine already, 2 from Japan and 1 from France. All were quarantined on arrival from abroad. Meanwhile, in provinces bordering Burma, authorities there are asking locals to keep a wary eye out for Burmese sneaking in over the border, as there COVID case numbers are on the increase dramatically. Here, we're told, authorities are preparing for the possibility of a second outbreak too. Selling any goods online anywhere in the Thai marketplace now requires vendors of any product to clearly post pricing, as opposed to inviting potential buyers to apply for the price. Clear pricing in Western numerals is now the law here as of yesterday, and a 10,000 baht fine is for those who don't comply, making advertising even by private sellers a lot clearer to buyers. In Kanchanaburi, Hellfire Pass, the cutting dug mainly by prisoners of war held under extreme conditions by the Japanese during World War II, is to reopen this weekend after a 6-month closure due to COVID. The cutting is a reminder, along with thousands of graves, of the viciousness of the Japanese against forced labour, which also included Thais. Yet another roadside raid on drugs yesterday, this time in Prachuap Khiri Khan, where armed police seized some 2 million meth pills during a check on a pickup in a petrol station. Again, as a result of a tip-off, authorities tailed the truck until it pulled into the roadside stop, where the driver fled, leaving behind ID cards and bank books, which will make his identification a lot easier. In Saturn, 3 school students complained to police that they'd been beaten up by a man in his early 20s. Police investigated, he came clean, telling them that his younger sister had been verbally abused and fought by the trio. Sometimes it's good to have a big brother. And in Trang, a woman fired a revolver at her errant husband until she ran out of ammunition. Police found him well and truly dead. She, along with her year-old child, sat waiting for them. It seems that he was an alcoholic and regularly abused her, this time smashing doors and windows in the process, and it's likely that she'll claim self-defence. Meanwhile at home, and authorities are working with the Irish police, who are seeking one of their nationals in the border counties between the north and south of Ireland. In May, he was arrested here for beating a good-time girl with a pool cue before killing her with a machete after a drug-fuelled row. It's not been explained how he managed to flee the country and return to his homeland. At the time of arrest, he pled guilty to murder, but with diminished responsibility, as he said he'd taken so many drugs he was out of control. Once found, it's likely he'll be returned here. Storms brought power cuts last night to many areas, including our own studios, lasting up to an hour, with some parts seeing little rain and others, such as Sattahip and Chonburi, seeing flooding in many places. And there's more of that to come over the next few days. And listeners to 103 messaged us with footage of plumes of smoke rising from Thappraya Road yesterday. This is a cafe which was still under construction, caught fire and burnt out. Construction workers fled as the fire department arrived, taking some 30 minutes to douse the flames, with reports that a large amount of obviously inflammable foam was being used in the construction at the site and had been sparked by welding. And with the reminder, mitts, masks and meters, wash your hands, wear a mask and keep social distancing. And the Met Office promising highs today of 31, dropping down to 26, and a good chance of rain at any time. That is the local and national news from Fab FM. For videos and of course to keep up with Fabulous Pattaya, visit alwayspattaya.com.